This evening, President Ali urged UK investors to be more aggressive in investing in the country's potential and prospects. Single mother of 3 children seeking state assistance. Linden man in police custody after officers on patrol caught him peddling marijuana. In the region, Colombia, former army officials admit role in killing civilians. And internationally, Putin agrees, in principle, to UN role in Mariupol evacuations. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. 2 men died as a result of injuries sustained in separate accidents on the east coast of Demerara. Esther Sobers has more.
2 persons tragically lost their lives in 2 separate road accidents on the East Coast Public Road. Hanchan Bazi, a resident of Fowles East Coast Demerara, was hit down and killed in an accident on the Enmore access route on the east coast of Demerara on Monday, April 25th. Reports from the police headquarters stated that around 6:30 p.m., Bazi was riding his bicycle when he was struck by motorcar PYY 9583, driven by 27-year-old Titus Eastman of Haslington. Eastman informed authorities that he was traveling east on the northern side of the road while Bazio was headed west, and that after flashing his lights twice and sounding his horn, they crashed. Bazio suffered severe injuries from the crash and was brought to the Barclays Health Center in an unconscious state and referred to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he succumbed. The body is awaiting a post-mortem examination. A breathalyzer test was done on the driver, but no trace of alcohol was found in his system. Investigations are ongoing. Meanwhile, Ronaldo Saldre Paul, a 29-year-old security officer from Melanie East Coast Demerara, died last evening at a city hospital, where he was receiving treatment for injuries incurred in a tragic accident on Saturday. According to authorities, the accident occurred on April 23rd around 7 p.m. According to police reports, Saldre Paul was driving motorcycle CL902 west along the southern driving lane when a motorcar PPP 6446, driven by a 39-year-old Jai Kesoon, pulled out of Prince William Street and onto the road, slamming into the motorcycle. The young security officer was injured and was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital and was later transferred to Woodlands Hospital. Saldre Paul remained unconscious for 3 days until he succumbed yesterday to his injuries. The driver of the car is on $300,000 station bail. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Police are investigating a fatal accident that occurred at Bagginstown Public Road, East Bank, Demerara on Tuesday, April 26th. Dead is 56-year-old Mohan Tulsi of Coverden, East Bank, Demerara. Reports said that around 7:45 a.m., Tulsi was reportedly hit by motor lorry GZZ 1233, driven by a 25-year-old male of Kururu, Susag Linden Highway, after he attempted to cross the road. Enquiries disclosed that Tulsi disembarked a parked motor pickup and attempted to cross from the eastern side of the road to the western carriageway. He jumped over the concrete median at the center of both carriageways and ended up in the path of the motor truck. The driver applied brakes to avoid a collision, but due to the short distance, the motor lorry collided with Tulsi. The man who received injuries about his body was pronounced deceased at the scene. A breathalyzer test on the driver of the lorry showed no trace of alcohol in his system. He remains in custody as investigations continues. The body of Mohan Tulsi was escorted to the Sandys Funeral Home and it is awaiting a post-mortem examination. A Linden man is in police custody after officers on patrol discovered him peddling marijuana. Dale Jarvis has the details.
A 24-year-old man from Linden is in police custody after ranks from Division 4C Junior Patrol in Kukururu caught him selling narcotics on Tuesday, April 26th. According to reports, while officers were patrolling the area, they noticed a man collecting money from several people and handing over blue Ziploc-like packets from a black plastic bag hidden in a PVC pipe attached to a small wooden building. After about 15 minutes of careful observation, the ranks confronted the man. A search of the PVC pipe affixed to the wooden building revealed several blue Ziploc bags containing leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis. The man handed over $50,000 in cash in his pocket suspected to be the proceeds from the marijuana sales. The 24-year-old Lindener was arrested and escorted to the Timeri police station, where the suspected narcotic was weighed in his presence and amounted to 140 grams. Same was placed into an evidence bag, marked sealed, and lodged. Investigations are ongoing. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jervis.
Thanks, Dale. Stick around after the break. Single woman with 3 children is appealing to the authorities for help, and President urged UK investors to be more aggressive in investing in the country's potential and prospects.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries, and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
Welcome back. A single mother of 3 from the Enmore squatting area is in dire need of public assistance as she is unable to adequately care for her children by herself due to a neurological disorder, as the Sobers explains.
Right now, things is very hard, so nobody could not afford right now to help us, only less than Miss Rose and others who help us.
Shivani Ramlakhan, a 32-year-old single mother of 3 who lives in the Enmore squatting area, has been described as helpless, sad, and struggling. Ramla Khan, who was at home with her 3 children, stated that she has been having financial troubles since her husband was slain last year. The mother went on to say that she has been unable to work due to recurrent epilepsy, which has severely impaired her livelihood. She said she had applied for public assistance but was never granted.
I need to get a bed for my son and also a netting for him. Also a bed for my upstairs. It's very hard. I need my kitchen. Someone could help me to do my kitchen part because there's a lot of zinc around it and it's very leaking a lot. And I'm trying, but I need somebody to help me because my kitchen is very bad. It's messy. If you look at it with the mud inside of it, and when you walk, you step in sheer mud. You can't go down to cook properly because you're stepping in the mud. Sometimes the rain fall hard, the kitchen actually getting the water inside. So we just actually gotta raise up everything for not getting the water inside the kitchen. The same way with the upstairs. Like if somebody could help us to get some lattice for the windows. And the window bottom, they all leaking, like the window, like it need a shelf like underneath to get it up for let the water incoming when the rain fall.
Ramla Khan, who received assistance from the Rosemary Foundation and others, is begging the government for monthly financial assistance to support her 3 children. The mother did not have any money to make a meal or to take her children to school at the time of the interview.
Son fall on and hit his hand. So there's a hand we get a right with, so I can't send him to school. And I even can't take him to the doctor because I don't have no financial. It's very hard on me. Somebody come this morning, they see his hands, one of my neighbor. She tell me I'm supposed to need to carry him to the doctor because it hand at the top swell and the inside of the hand black and blue. So no, I don't have no money to take my son to the doctor.
How now you would maintain yourself financially? Like monetary wise, like buy stuff and things to cook? How?
Well, I don't afford to buy no stuff for my kids, neither for myself. It's very hard on me because right now I'm supposed to be doing a head scan for my brain. The concerning what's causing and get every day getting a headache every day, and I can't consider with it. And I can't afford the money to go and do the head scan. The head scan, they say it's $30,000. My doc say I have to actually to find to do it, and I cannot afford it.
If you or anyone you know is willing to assist, kindly call Shivani on 663-5622. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, during his feature talk at the Guyana Investment Seminar at the Carlton House in London, England, urged UK investors to be more aggressive in their approach while speaking about Guyana's potential and investment opportunities. The president stated that Guyana's future development trajectory is based on strengthening established industries and developing new ones. He agreed that while the UK has earmarked millions of pounds that Guyana can qualify for through investments, infrastructure development and infrastructure transformation, there is a lack of aggressiveness from the UK and the EU private sectors. President Ali pointed out the benefits of investing in a developing Guyana. Quote, "Our development is about creating a broad platform for the future, a platform in which we are going to strengthen traditional sectors, make them more competitive. We're going to go after new sectors. Information, communication technology, education, healthcare, and tourism were among the sectors he mentioned. The event was organized by the Caribbean Council, a trade and investment membership organization that supports responsible and sustainable private sector-led investment and development in the Caribbean and Central America. The Guyana Police Force is still looking for a culprit in the shooting of a Sapphire laborer early this month who unfortunately died yesterday. More from Esther Sobers.
A 27-year-old laborer succumbed to gunshot injuries 2 weeks after being shot during an argument in the Teneri district on North Sapphire on Saturday, April 16, 2022. Yarden Jacobs, a laborer from North Sophia, died around 5 p.m. on Tuesday, April 26, at the Georgetown Public Hospital. According to sources, the incident involved a shooting. On Saturday, April 16, 2022, at approximately 0000 hours, an incident involving Steve Bacchus and the late Jacob's cousin and the suspect occurred in the Teneri district of North Sophia. Investigations revealed that around midnight, around April 16th, Jacobs and his cousin Steve Bacchus were liming at the Teneri North Sophia with some friends. Jacobs got into an argument with the suspect and Bacchus intervened. The suspect pulled out a firearm from the waist of his pants and discharged several rounds in the direction of Jacobs and Bacchus, causing Jacobs to receive a gunshot wound to his upper right side abdomen and Bacchus a gunshot to the lower right side back. Police said the suspect then fled the scene in an unknown direction. Jacob subsequently succumbed to his injuries yesterday, 2 weeks after the incident occurred. Police are actively searching for the suspect. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. 20 million risk starvation as Horn of Africa drought worsens, and Putin agrees, in principle, to UN role in Mariupol evacuations. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality, men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands, and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Maison Francois is the chocolate paradise of Guyana. From the moment you enter our store, you are welcomed by the sweet aroma of Belgian chocolate, pastries and other artisanal treats handmade by our European-trained chef. Our convenient location at the City Mall is the perfect place to take that special someone or to take home a little sweetness. So treat yourself with a taste of Paris in the heart of Georgetown, only at Maison Francois.
Sooner or later you will have another power failure. Are you prepared for the next blackout? Some essential equipment such as security cameras, lights, internet, gate motors, and water pumps may stop working. How can you prevent the next blackout? InverterTech has an affordable solution for you. A strong UPS system which uses the latest inverter and solar battery technology to prevent blackout. We smartly calculate your average power demand so you don't spend more than you need to. Call 223-2233 for more information.
In a world filled with copycats and ever-changing trends, make your property stand out with unique concrete moldings. Different, exquisite designs carefully handcrafted to suit your style, with various customizable and antique and modern designs made at our factory. Antique and modern molding establishment. We make your property outstanding. We make and install all moldings anywhere in Guyana. The best quality, affordable prices, on-the-spot quotes, and no hidden fees. Call us or WhatsApp us at 684-5050 or email us at modernestab@gmail.com. Antique and modern molding establishment, made to stand out.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. 10 former members of the Colombian military have publicly acknowledged their roles in the 2007-2008 killings of more than 100 civilians who were falsely portrayed as armed group members killed in combat with the army. Al Jazeera's Alessandro Rampietti reports.
Holding pictures of their loved ones, relatives of the victims of extrajudicial killings streamed into this hearing in the northeast region of Catatumbo, where 10 former military members, among them a general, admitted to committing war crimes and asked for forgiveness.
I killed family members of people who are here. I misled them and cruelly and cowardly assassinated them, pretending they were rebels, tarnishing their name, leaving children without fathers, mothers without children. I know you won't forgive me, but I hope this will avoid this happening again. The military is supposed to protect farmers. They trusted us, and we lied to them and killed them.
Facing each other, victims and perpetrators detailed the killing of over 100 civilians falsely portrayed as rebels killed in combat. The court determined that 6,402 people were murdered this way between 2002 and 2008 in a scandal known as false positives. The goal was to boost death statistics and justify US military aid. The soldiers involved were rewarded with promotions and time off.
La cual fue creada con el único fin.
The requirement was to produce casualties in combat no matter what. This according to the policies of the army commander, a demand repeated in different echelons of command.
Officers explained how they planned the killings, making lists of vulnerable farmers, disabled people and youth. They said they conspired with paramilitary groups that offered them weapons and uniforms to disguise the killings. Many victims are wondering why there has been so much impunity.
Why did we have to make a public scandal for 14 years to reach this point? What would have happened if we had given up? Did we need another 6,402 victims?
The court that you see behind me is also investigating the military high command that has always denied that the killings were part of a systematic policy, but a number of officials have said that they were under pressure to inflate the success of their military operations.
These weren't isolated events, nor bad apples responsible for the killings. This is the result of failed state policies. And this is what the judiciary hasn't determined yet.
But despite the trial's limitation, the fact that the soldiers are admitting that they committed war crimes is unprecedented and an important step in overcoming one of the darkest chapters of Colombia's long civil conflict. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogotá.
Internationally, 20 million people are at risk of starvation this year as delayed rains worsen an already brutal drought in Kenya, Somalia and Ethiopia, the United Nations has warned. Al Jazeera's Huru Mutasa reports.
Lotiko and Herek Korenyang are worried about their baby boy. He's 7 months old and sick, weak and hungry. There isn't enough food because of a drought. His mother can't get enough food to eat and can't produce enough milk for him. They lost another child in February. They say he starved.
He got sick and died. I don't know what to do about this other child. She might also die because she's hungry.
Millions of families across the Horn of Africa are hungry and desperate. They're facing the worst drought the region has seen in 40 years. In Kenya, more than 3.5 million people need immediate help. Aid agencies say nearly 800,000 of them are children. The animals too are dying as it gets hotter and drier. People out here tend to move around a lot, looking for food and water for themselves and their animals. Many areas are remote. The nearest hospital can be hours away. Some of the women here say they can leave very early in the morning and only get to the clinic late at night. Cases of malnutrition are rising. At this local health center, health workers are struggling to cope. They say when some of the children get here, they are severely malnourished.
Malnutrition has been here for so long. Myself, I can say it is a chronic malnutrition, but it has worsened because of the drought. For the last 2 years, we have not received rainfall.
Grace Gibe says many children are going to school hungry. She says this drought is the worst she has ever seen.
Some of them, they're just dying, and we have nothing to just feed them, and our animals are all die because we are just dependent for animals.
What little water is left in streams and rivers may soon run out. Desperate families stress the little that's left and can only hope the rains soon fall again. Haru Matasa, Al Jazeera, Marsabit County, Northern Kenya.
And finally, Russian President Vladimir Putin has agreed in principle to UN and International Committee for the Red Cross involvement in the evacuation of civilians from a besieged steel plant in Ukraine's southern city of Mariupol. Al Jazeera's Dorsa Jabari reports.
The world's most senior diplomat is in Moscow on a mission. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says he has come to the Russian capital as a messenger of peace. His audience, the most controversial world leader at the moment, Russian President Vladimir Putin, who received the Secretary General with high praise for his organization.
Russia, as one of the founding countries of the United Nations and a permanent member of the Security Council, has always supported this universal organization, and we believe that it is not just universal, but unique in its kind. There is no such organization in the international community, and we strongly support the principles on which it is based, and we intend to do so in the future.
Guterres seemingly not mincing any words about how the United Nations sees Russia's so-called special military operation in Ukraine.
I understand these grievances, but from our perspective, the grievances must be solved according to the different instruments that the UN Charter has at its disposal. And the one thing that we firmly believe is that the violation of the territorial integrity of a country is completely out of order in relation to the Charter.
Earlier in the day, Guterres kicked off his trip with a meeting at the Russian Foreign Ministry and a working lunch with Sergei Lavrov. The two officials discussed for nearly 2 hours the situation in Ukraine. They emerged from what was described as a frank conversation.
It is clear that there are two different positions on what is happening in Ukraine. According to the Russian Federation, what is taking place is a special military operation with the objectives that were announced. According to the UN, in line with the resolutions passed by the General Assembly, Russia's invasion of Ukraine is a violation of its territorial integrity and against the Charter of the United Nations.
The Russian foreign minister once again defended his country's decision.
This was happening as a result of the actions of the US and its allies and the unipolar world. As for our geopolitical sphere, it was done in the interest of containing Russia, and to that end, for many years, Ukraine has been used as a springboard to restrain our country.
One of the main initiatives put forward by the Secretary General involved ending the humanitarian crisis in the besieged port city of Mariupol. The city is now under Russian control, according to the Defense Ministry. but thousands of civilians are unable to leave it, something Vladimir Putin dismissed as misinformation. Guterres has proposed setting up a contact working group made up of Russian, Ukrainian, and UN members to ensure that all residents wishing to leave can do so and to allow aid into the area. After a 2-hour meeting with the Russian president, the UN says Vladimir Putin has agreed in principle to the involvement of the agency along with the International Committee of the Red Cross to oversee the evacuation of civilians from the Azovstal steel plant in Mariupol. The UN Secretary General seemingly managed to achieve what many world leaders have failed to do so far. As he travels to Ukraine, he will be looking for officials there to approve this plan as well. All the while, the nearly 1,000 civilians continue to wait to get out of the underground tunnels in one of Europe's largest steel plants. Dorso Jabari, Al Jazeera, Moscow.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Thursday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.